Hello, I'm Dr. Leon Stutzman, aka Doc, with another one of these little videos designed to help you to get through these strange days in which we find ourselves, and these are strange days indeed. Come, let us reason together. That was an invitation given by God. Come, let us reason together. If you are going to get through these strange days, you have to be reasonable, and you have to be able to reason things out. I was talking with a good friend the other day. He was telling me about his church service and what he had heard. And I said, that doesn't sound right. And he said, well, no, that's what they said. And I said, but that doesn't sound right. So while we were talking on the phone, I went to my computer and I did a little research. While I'm still talking on the phone to him, I did a little research to find out if the factoid that he had been fed on Sunday morning was actually accurate. And it turns out, just as I suspected, it was not. And he pondered for a moment. One of the difficulties of the time in which we find ourselves is there's a lot of factoids floating around. There are a lot of things that people hear that they automatically believe because, well, it's just what they've always believed. Rather than getting to the truth of the matter, rather than reasoning it out. You see, my faith is a reasonable faith. Even the fact that I believe in the supernatural and miracles, to me, is eminently reasonable. And I'll tell you why on Wednesday. And perhaps in coming into an understanding of a reasonable faith that experiences miracles and the supernatural, you'll find your miracle in what I'm sharing with you on Wednesday. Be reasonable. Philippians, the 4th chapter, the 5th verse, is one of my favorite verses of Scripture. It reads in the KJV, let your moderation be known to all men, the Lord is at hand. The word moderation in the Greek means a sweet reasonableness. Be reasonable. In this time when everyone has an issue, be reasonable. Think it out. Make certain that what you hear is accurate. Make certain that what you believe actually makes sense. I've said this for many years to our church congregation. Don't park your brains when you come through the door. Just because I say it doesn't mean that you ought not to check it out. Don't park your brains when you come through the door. Another thing I've said for a lot of years is it's got to make sense. And oftentimes you hear things that just don't make sense. Don't park your brains when you come through the door, and it's got to make sense. When you hear a prophetic word, it's got to make sense. Hear new revelation, it's got to make sense. Politician promises you something, and politicians are always promising something. It's got to make sense. And if you hear a factoid, ask yourself, does this really make sense? And reason it out. Come, let us reason together. It's going to be a reasonable week as I share these little videos with you. I want to help you on Wednesday to find your miracle. On Friday, I'll show you how to live a reasonable life, because I've discovered this after 50 plus years of Christian experience. That place of moderation, that place of sweet reasonableness, that place of balance is the place of the blessing of God. And if you're like me, you want to see the blessing manifest in your life. This Sunday at Aspire Church, by the way, if you're with us last Sunday, you heard 2 tremendous testimonies of prosperity and blessing. That just happened. This Sunday, I have a word that will help you to think reasonably and live a reasonable life. It's called 7 Dirty Dips Pandemic Edition. It's a message I've preached for years and years, but as you know, during this pandemic time, I'm reworking everything to make it fit the days in which we find ourselves. 7 dirty dips will help you to get rid of your stinking thinking, clean your mind up, and experience God's best in your life. I'll share it Sunday at Aspire Church. You can catch it at aspirechurch.tv. That's the live stream, aspirechurch.tv, or on Facebook at Aspire Church TV. That's Aspire Church TV, Facebook, aspirechurch.tv. That is the live stream. Catch it on Sunday at 10 o'clock. It is going to be powerful. I'll see you on Wednesday. I'm Dr. Leon Stutzman, aka Doc. Until then, be reasonable.